got summer. Are you ready? Are you ready?
But now we are going to talk about all the fun options that you can have. We've been showing some videos throughout from Wow Watersports, and joined now by Bayly Weese. Hi, Bayly. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How's the virtual show been going for you guys?
It's been an experience. We've really kind of been taking this kind of virtual world and trying to just kind of pioneer, figure it out how it translates from the old way to this new way. There's so many new boaters out there, so we really just kind of wanted to be out there and just say hello and welcome to the boating world. We are Wow Water Sports, and we create fun. So yeah, we are happy to be part of the show. It's kind of been an experience learning about that, but it's going great. We're making the most of it.
Right on. So, for those that aren't familiar with Wow Watersports, I mean, see behind you some of the options, but who are you guys? What do you do?
Well, like I said, we are Wow Water Sports. So Wow is the world of water sports. So what we do is we create fun, essentially. We're a manufacturer, and we're a core team of from the founding team still. And what we do is we innovate all of our own in-house designs. We kind of correct things as we go. So we really have like a hands-on team, which makes us a little bit different. We started out in the industry in 2010, mostly in towables to pull behind the boat. And since then, we really just kind of innovate just to have those different unique items, but not just something that's different, but something that'll last as well, because we back our items up with 1 year warranty. And any questions that people have, we're always happy to hear from people. So it's fun. I mean, we're doing something kind of that's something that our families use ourselves, and then doing something that somebody else will be able to enjoy as well. Over the years, we've developed obviously beyond towables, because there's a lot more stuff that we do. Anything to have fun on or near the water. In this last year, with a lot of people being at home, we had a lot of success in our backyard category. We just like a giant 25-foot slip and slide, and then we have these like splash pads, right? So with everybody being at home, they wanted to just have fun in the backyard, so that was really great as well. But we're not stopping there either, right? So it just kind of continues and growing, and we're having fun doing it. So that's kind of us in a nutshell, I suppose.
Yeah, and I guess it's also good to, can't say enough. You guys, you mentioned developing and making them. You guys aren't just, you're not like reselling them. You guys are like, hey, what do we need? And then you build it and find it's the best kind of problem. You're like, how do we have more fun? Okay, people are in the backyard. What do we do?
Yeah, what would make this better? I mean, that's always kind of the question. And everybody likes to joke around. It's like, what this needs is a cup holder. And it's something as simple as that. It's just, okay, so yeah, all of our items have, molded cup holders, right? So just those simple little details that we kind of take into mind. And because we're not this huge conglomerate that needs to go through so many processes to do these changes, we're just a group of weird individuals that just go for it. And we're just trying these things. We do a lot of product testing, and like I said, there's a lot that goes into our product development. Yeah, I mean, we're doing it. We're having fun along the way, which I think kind of translates into what ends up being in the market for people to be able to purchase, and that's kind of what we hope in what people experience when they get the wow product is having that wow factor.
Yeah. So you're a self-described group of weird and wacky people. Where are you guys based? Where does all this happen? Where are you making this stuff?
Yeah, so we have a couple of locations. So originally, we're based out of Omaha, Nebraska. That's where the founders are based out of. That's where our items are kind of designed, warehoused. We also have our customer service office that's actually up in Aurelia, Ontario. So we're local. We're hanging out. We're not just an American company. So we have this nice local Canadian touch. I always joke around and say it's like, the customer service office is up here because, Canadians are so nice, but it's really nice because we have this lake country up here where, we do get to kind of have that experience of trying new things and going from there. So that's where we have our, where we do our warranties and like all of our customer service, all of the any calls that we get to the 1-800 number comes to our Aurelia office. So anybody ever has any questions, sometimes they just like to chat. So hey, if you got a question and you just want like, hey, how can I have more fun? Just call us. We're a friendly group of people. But yeah, so then there's that team there, and then we also have a team over in China that oversees like the product quality control, kind of hands-on. There was a period where our CEO, he was over there kind of having hands-on. He has yet since come back, since the world is doing what it is. And so yeah, so they're in Omaha. We've also brought on a new acquisition this past year with a company named Big Mouth. Definitely check it out, very cool. But we've also acquired some staff from them. So we have actually quite a few now. Over this last year, we doubled our staff, and a lot of people are working remotely. So we have people in Rhode Island, Connecticut, Tampa. Yeah, so that's kind of our team. And like I said, we are a group. I like to call us a team of interesting individuals dripping in expertise. So it's nice.
That's a good line. It's some serious business to have all this fun. All right, you need a big crew. So you know what? I know that there are some people, they hear the term inflatable and they think balloon, cheap balloon, it might pop. That's not what this is. And to prove it, you guys stand behind it. We kind of touched on it earlier, but let's talk a little bit about that, like the quality of build and the warranty side of things.
Yeah, so to kind of attest to that, I'll explain again, like we do all of our own development. So what we do and why we do it is, when we were creating the Towables originally, because of how much like they have to go through, that has to be pretty thick PVC, and we really kind of go in and we use like a nice thick PVC, a nice thick cover that's gonna last. We really kind of want to have that like you feel it and it's like, oh yeah. And then so when we decided to make items for the pool, for the lake, for anything like that, we just used that same thick, heavy PVC and used it for the other items. So when you see it, you're used to seeing these like flimsy, like little like pool floats or whichever, but when you see a WOW float, comparatively, it's built with a different PVC that when you see it, it's like, that's different. Like that is made, like that's got something to it, So that's something that we take a lot of pride in ourselves, is kind of those little details and, making sure that it's something quality that people are going to be able to enjoy, that it's not going to, fail on them, because like, that's not fun. So like, that's not the point. And so, yeah, you're right. We back our items up with a 1-year warranty. So any questions, any issues, even if you're just like, hey, this isn't quite right, just call us. And we love to know the feedback, because then we take that and we go back and develop further, so if there's an issue that's ongoing, we then correct it, right? So it's kind of, we're happy to hear from people, and even if it's like, we get calls from people that they buy a competitor's item and they call and they're like, I can't get a hold of them, like can you help me? And I'm just like, not really, but I can, like let's try to get you back to having fun, because I like that's not the point, right? You're trying to have a good time. Well, that's the focus of what we're trying to do, is just get back to having fun. So definitely, we really pride ourselves on having a really solid customer service team. Something that's kind of important to us, because that's just how we are as individuals creating the items. So we want to just have that follow through with not just purchasing the experience, but afterwards, kind of long term, to be able to have WOW be, a big part of having fun at the lake or, on the water year after year after year, because, we'll be with you and we'll have new stuff coming out, something different all the time.
Perfect. On that note, and I know so maybe the best way to do this, we can kind of break it down into categories, because you have so much. So let's start with the towable side of things. Something behind your boat you want to tow. Back in the day, it was inflatables. It was like just like a tube, or maybe one of those big banana things you'd see at a Caribbean resort. Now there's all kinds. We've seen one of your videos, the Joker, right? That's one of them. Like, yeah. So let's start with the towable stuff. What's some of the exciting towables you got?
Yeah, so over the years, we've developed kind of simple towables that are just kind of basic for people that they just want something to go behind the boat. They want their kids to be safe. They just want it to kind of attach and go. So we've got all those good quality. They've sold very well for us, and but then we're also, like I said, a wacky group of individuals. So we're like, hey, let's make it a duck. Let's make it a crocodile. Like, let's turn it into something crazy. Because we really, our main founder, he's a bit of eccentric, and he likes, it's very loud and be seen, right? So that's always kind of our focus with the Towables, and it's just kind of to have fun with it. And people like to kind of have that extreme and the fun, right? So we want to give them the options to be able to have any type of riding experience that they're looking for. So this year, how we've kind of developed a few new ones is the Joker, as you mentioned. So what's cool about that one, we've been working on it for a few years, and it's a standing steerable. So it has the bottom, and then you kind of stand in it. It has this power tower technology that you just kind of stand in. It has the handles, and you can like lean into it. There's a video of me kind of rotating that, but super cool, very easy to kind of maneuver. I was really impressed with kind of how it felt once I got one of the samples. I was like, oh yeah, cool. And yeah, so that's really neat. You can also kind of lay down in it. It also makes it a really cool like lounger, because a lot of our towables have this nice wide base where you can anchor it down and use it as a swimming platform, just to kind of use it as a lounge. So so it's cool for that. And then we also have some development in a like rotating towable. So there's a new one called the Tricks. So it's just a one person little spinning thing. I mean, if you get dizzy easy, I wouldn't recommend it, but it also tows traditionally, I guess. So you could do that too. And then we also have the Champion towables, which I definitely want to mention, because, there's a lot of that standard couch style towable where it's just basic, but what we've done is taken that kind of old classic favorite and just really tailored it to kind of have little details that make too much sense. Like having a flipped up bottom, because, having it go through the waves, and it kind of hugs the riders, having longer side rests. And it's just all those little details that go together that over time, we had this successful item. So now we made it into this new thing that's just a little bit different. So the Champion is definitely a great couch towable, brand new for 2021. It's going to be a really great one. It performs really well. So I'm looking forward to hearing how that is in the market this year. So it'll be available in the spring. So all of those. That's for the towables. So yeah,
cool. And yeah, I friends of mine have a Watersports, one of the towables, and
oh, yeah.
I remember visiting their cottage, and the kids, we just let them do that. We anchored it right there, and they had as much fun climbing on, jumping off, floating on it.
Yeah.
But you guys also have stuff dedicated for that too. It's not just towables. There's slides and foam mats, and we'll focus on the on water stuff, but not towables now.
Yeah, so this year we came out with a pontoon slide. So there's a couple other ones on the market, and we've been developing ours for a few years, just so we want to make sure we got it right. Made sure that we have this. It's kind of a fabric inlay PVC that we kind of created, and it's made out of. So it's very heavy duty. It'll last, and it's a good size. And it's really sturdy. Like, I blew it up in the office just to kind of test it out, and I was able to climb up onto it and slide down it without it being over the side of the edge. So it's very solid, which was really cool. So the pontoon slide's just, I mean, if you have a boat, you just gotta have a slide on your boat. So that was just really something fun that we've been really wanting to add to our line, but we wanted to perfect it. So it's ready. And so that'll be available this spring. The other item was the foam mats that we wanted to mention. Again, that's not something totally new, but it was something that was missing from our line. We've had inflatable mats, which work just as well, but sometimes that's not people's preference. And so we brought out the foam mats, and we have 3 different sizes, the traditional 20-foot, the 16-foot, but we also created a smaller one that's 9-foot, that's kind of with pools in mind. So that's just kind of one of those little details, again, that when our development we kind of did. So there's those 3 sizes that are available as well. But I mean, to your point, like, we have so much, like we have, slides and trampolines, and, you can create your own floating playground, because all these pieces zip together, right? So it's just too much fun. too much fun.
And so, I guess the final category I want to talk about, though, as fun as it is to be on the water, to be out on a boat, not everybody has a boat or has a friend with a boat. And, you know, like you pointed out, we were stuck at home, a lot of us, for a lot of the time last year, but there's a lot of fun to be had in a backyard. What are some of the land-based backyard kind of things you have to offer?
Yeah, totally. So we, aside from all this like fun stuff, we also have a large selection of different accessories that kind of overlap into like that sort of camping and RV category. So as far as hanging out at home and like having things to use, like there's definitely a lot of selection there. We have awesome waterproof floating speakers, which yeah, it's great at the water, but like I use mine at home and I like stick in the bathtub and it makes my bath like a fun party because it's got some lights. Anyways, it's too much fun. So the speakers are really great for that. But I mean, as far as having fun in the backyard, like I mentioned, those slip and slides, those have been so fun for us. They're 25 foot, and you know you can connect a whole bunch of them together. If you look on YouTube, you can find videos of people who've bought 10 of them and put them all together. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we've developed a couple different ones, just to have a few options. There's one that's available that actually has inflatable bowling pins at the end. Like, how silly. Then from there, we created this splash pad. So, you know, a lot of the ones on the market, again, they're these tiny little things. So I have a 5-year-old stepdaughter, and we got one, and it was just this tiny little thing, and it's just like having this blast. And I was like, okay, this but bigger. And so that's kind of our thing. So we have these splash pads, again, made with that heavy PVC. Same with all of this stuff is made with that thick PVC. You can feel the difference. And yeah, so I mean, there's tons of fun to be had. I mean, on near the water, I mean, it's endless, really, and it's not stopping anytime soon because we are growing at a very like happy pace. You know, we've doubled our company, we've doubled our team, we've doubled everything in the last year. As uncertain as you know, there's been so much tragedy. There's a lot of I mean, everybody needs to have fun. Like it's you know, everybody just wants to have that joy, a little bit of spark. So, and you know, to spend time with your family too. So, you know, all of our items we have in mind, you know, that family connection and just like kind of like that, wow, having fun. So, something that'll be seen, something that your neighbors will want, you know, yeah. So
Awesome. Yeah, the full line is just way too long to list here. So before we say goodbye, what I know you know we got the boat show, but it's unfortunately on the last day. People that want to find more about all the options and where to buy them, where should they go? What's your website?
Yeah, so like I had mentioned, so we're based out of the States. So our website is wowwatersports.com. Now, to find out where to purchase, we do have a dealer locator on our website. So I would definitely suggest checking that out and seeing who around you locally carries the items. There's lots of people. We have dealers all across the world, well, North America and everywhere. So they're on that dealer locator. So you can find someone that carries your items. At the boat show, we have partnered up with Cottage Toys. So you can definitely check out their website anytime. They're a great partner of ours and a great support of the WOW brand. So I thank you to Donna to let us partner up with them for this show. So any purchases that you want to make for WOW items, I would forward them through Cottage Toys to be able to access it like during the show times. And then if there's ever any questions, you can't find it. I mean, we're still fairly new and trying to kind of get our stuff out. So if you ever have any issues trying to find WOW, give us a call and we'll find it for you.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Bayly, for joining us. Have a good rest of your show. Stay safe, stay sane, stay sanitized in these crazy times.
Yes, likewise. Yes, stay safe and always have fun. Remember to have fun.
We are summer. Are you ready? The Toronto Boat Show.